Hello everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Splinter Cell Chaos Theory Map Tours. Today we're going to be looking at Snake Slaughterhouse, which is sort of an imported map from the Double Agent game. It's another Double Agent map, very, very similar to Skyscraper, but there are some differences that we'll be looking at, so let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, so this is the Spy spawn. You do spawn in a different location than in Skyscraper, for instance, but very similar general layout. Let's just pull up the locations. There is no tactical map, as this is a custom-made map, but we do have the areas to look at here. So we have cold storage, the back hallway, dismembering, offices, and the maintenance areas. Pretty much all the objectives are going to be computer terminals, but there is one disk. So those are kind of the main areas. You do get a med kit in the spawn. And then there's a couple ways out of the spy spawn. So there's this vent here, which kind of leads to a couple areas, one of them being sort of like an underground area, and then also kind of like a hallway area. So there's a couple ways through that vent. And then going through here, this is sort of the main vent that's going to lead you to the red terminal room. So if you're familiar with Skyscraper, this would be the equivalent of the living room. So there is the red terminal down here. You can kind of get into these little rafters and things, but let's just go through sort of the main areas here. Coming through here, this is the main way through. No lasers on that door here. And then this is sort of equivalent to the back hallway on Skyscraper, but as you can see, it does not connect around through to the other side like Skyscraper does. This one just kind of dead ends here. And then there is the disk objective, which does have a camera guarding it. You'll see these Argus doors here. These are Merc doors. This kind of leads into the hub. If you were to go through that door, there's like the central hub, just like Skyscraper has. A couple other things in here, but we're not going to get into too many details quite yet. Let's just go through the main areas first. Keep going through around. Again, you have more Merc doors to the hub area. There are lasers on this entrance to the hallway. And then this is the hallway area, which, again, similar to Skyscraper, this would be like the front hall in Skyscraper. Coming down here, and then there's more lasers guarding the next area here, and this is sort of like your main area, similar to the meetings room in Skyscraper. So as you can see, it's got the same kind of setup with the stairs, the little like balcony up there, and then up there is the next area we'll head to, which is the office. So if you come up through here, there is another Merc-only door, very similar to Skyscraper like that. You do have to shoot out these windows. And then here is your office area, which, again, very similar to Skyscraper. I'm going to say that a lot because this is very, very similar to Skyscraper. There are lasers guarding this objective, so you do have to shoot those out. Up here is the green terminal. And then down here is the blue terminal. Forgot to mention that. That is down in that general area over there. Now this is a sort of one-way door, so you are able to go through this as a spy from the office, and it leads into the central hub with the staircase. There is a camera here. I'll shoot that out. And then once you're in the hub area, this door is one way, so if this door shuts, you can't get back through it. Let's just go ahead. So you can't use this door because it's a Merc door, but you can do this same kind of jump into the vent system, just like in Skyscraper, and this gets you into the sort of like maintenance room or machine room, whatever they end up calling it, with the other terminal. There are lasers here, and then this is the yellow terminal. So this is kind of like the bomb plant room in Skyscraper. You do also have kind of some similar kind of vents in here, but not exactly the same. This is, again, like sort of like a one-way door. You can come through it from this side, but you're not able to come through it from the hub in there as the spy. So those are kind of the main areas. And now we can kind of get into a few more of the details. Again, this is going to have a kind of a different vent system on this version of the map, so I think it might be best to kind of come back into the spawn area, actually. And we can kind of go over some of the major differences and things like that as we go. So let's go back into the spawn. So again, we're back in spawn. That's going to lead us to where we were before. So this kind of goes over to the red terminal. And let's just take a look at this little juncture really fast. So similar, again, to Skyscraper, this would be sort of like the living room vent, and then this would go to office. So this is actually the same kind of vent right here. So you're going to go through here. This will lead you up into the office area. Okay, so that's that vent here. Let's back up here. And then let's also just point out something back in the spawn here. So another way to get out of the spawn, other than those couple vents, there is a co-op vent. This co-op vent will lead you into the top of the offices. So it's kind of similar to the co-op spot in Skyscraper where you boost each other up to the top of the offices. That's going to get you to a similar area in the top of the office vents. Let's go ahead and take this vent over here. Now this is the other way to go. So if you come through here, we kind of came through here in reverse, but this will take you to the hallway area. This will go across here, so you can still, have a little bit of a height advantage. And then you do have this vent, which is again similar to Skyscraper, coming in through here, and this will get you to the kind of stairway area. So that is, kind of similar in that regard. Let's back up again. We're going to kind of be doing some backtracking here. This here, while we're passing it, this is the disk capture, or one of the disk capture areas. So you can take the disk to this location to capture it. There is another location that we'll look at as well for another capture point. But let's back up here, and let's take, instead of, this will lead you back to spawn again, but let's drop down here and go through this sort of underground system. So this brings you to, underneath the floor, and it's kind of a strange little area, but if you come through here, this is the main way to go. There is this little, semi-room. It's just under the floors. There's nothing in here. This is just, there's nothing there, so don't worry about that area, really. If you keep proceeding down here, it'll take you further under the floors to the sort of main large room. There is one pop out right here that you can do, and this will get you into this sort of main processing room, the equivalent of the meeting room. So this is one way you can pop out. That is the other capture point for the disk, by the way, so it's in this main area here. Let's drop down back. Oh, this is not the drop down. This is the drop down, sorry. Here we go, and let's just keep proceeding down under the floors. Nothing really to note over here. There is an area where it gets bigger, so you can I guess run or dive roll for a second, but that's pretty much the only point of that. And if you keep going through the tunnel system, it's going to eventually pop you out right by the objective. So let's just keep going, and it pops out right here by the terminal, so you can get easy access to the terminal. So that's pretty neat. You can then dive back in there, and then it has this same little vent that leads you to the hub area, similar to Skyscraper again. So this will get you right into this little hub up by the stairs. While we're in here, there is a hack that you can do. So this is kind of unique to Skyscraper and sort of a callback to Double Agent. So if you make this hack here, I'm not going to finish it, but it's a 3-second hack, and it cuts all the lights in the level pretty much. And that does obviously give you a pretty good advantage as the Spies. So that's kind of a little callback to Double Agent, where it has the ECC that you can disable it, and the Mercs can re-enable it, and that is similar here. The Mercs are able to re-enable it. When the Merc comes up to push on this panel, it'll start a 30-second timer, and then the lights will automatically turn on after 30 seconds. So that's kind of the way that little ECC works. Let's go up into the office again, I think would be a pretty good idea. And just on the way, let's just point out some of these other vents. So once again, similar to Skyscraper, you're going to have these kind of vents that run along this top wall. You're going to have that vent that leads back into the machine room. So we can actually just kind of go up here and just take a look real fast. So this is all going to be kind of the same thing. You can still make this jump here, and it has this little juncture, which goes to the machine room. You know, same kind of thing. Camera is in the same spot, so you still have to kind of dodge this camera. Same way. And then let's get into the office here. So here's the ceiling of the office. Same kind of setup as Skyscraper. Again, even the same drop-down spots. So you got that one right here by the door. You've got sort of the middle one that goes just straight down into the middle area, and then you have the one that goes into the corner. All the same setup there. Now the other thing that we can look at here is the co-op vent. So this is where the co-op from the spawn comes from. So if you go in here, you can drop down, and then as you can see, this is the spy spawn. So this co-op will immediately get you right to the office. So good to know there. Let's just keep on running over to the central hub area. Let's get that camera again. Let's just go and take this again. And same kind of thing. So got the same little hub area. And let's get back into the machine room real quick. Come through here. And same kind of setup. Again, there's those lasers. And let's go ahead and take a look at the top vent first. So this is a drop down, and this is actually a co-op spot, which I will point out the other side of here momentarily. But this comes from kind of where the disc is located, so that's where that drops down. And then let's take this other vent, which also is going to drop us down. And this goes to this vent, which is also down by the disc. So that's the other side of the co-op vent that I was just looking at a second ago. There is a camera guarding the disc, so you have to be careful of that. This is just a run-up, so you can get up here. And then this is the actual co-op spot. So this will get you up into the machine room. So that'll get you up to that terminal. So this is where you can get your partner up there. And then let's just go ahead and grab the disc here while we're at it. So here's the disc. While we're in this little back area, another just hub door that goes to the central hub. You got a couple little cutouts here that the spy can use aside from the main one. There's one there, and then there's also one over here. And then let's get back into that side vent over here. So if you come in through here, this is that drop down from machine. And then if you proceed through, you can actually take this vent here, and this does pop out into the area with the red terminal. So kind of a similar vent setup as Skyscraper. It's got both sides. Same kind of setup there. So that is one way you can go. And then the vent also proceeds down to this location, and you can pop out over here. So just a couple little areas to pop out for that vent. If we get into this area, we've got the same kind of little vents that you can get up in the rafters over here. And then you're going to have similar vents over here to, again, to Skyscraper comparison. These would be like the ones that go into the central hub, and same kind of thing. So if you get into these Vents here. It's going to get you into the central hub. So here you go. Same kind of thing. There is a med kit on this version. Usually on Skyscraper, the med kit's like on this little area, but over here they just moved it to these little lockers. Minor difference. And then this just is another secondary pop out. So same kind of situation here. Ammo for the Mercs is in this hub area, and then this is again the staircase that goes around. You can use this same little vent to get over to the terminal over there. So same kind of thing. There's a little hidey hole here, but just a hidey hole, no connections to anything there. And then this is one-way door. So if you're in the hub, you can come out of these doors. And then this is just leading back to the disc. Let's just go ahead and go over to the other disc capture area, just to capture that last disc. While we're in this area, there is this little forklift that you can get onto, so that's kind of another unique thing to Slaughterhouse. So you have a little extra height advantage. There's also these little boxes that you can jump into, so that's fun little hiding spots that you can use. It does get, this is a darker map than Skyscraper, so especially when you cut off the lights with the ECC, quite a bit darker on this map. And yeah, here's the disc capture. So let's go ahead and capture the disc. That does unlock the doors. So same as Skyscraper again, when you capture that disc, opens up all the Merc doors. So you can already see that door is open now, and that opens all the Merc doors. So, good to see. And then let's just, as our last thing here, let's go ahead and hack off the lights just so you can see the difference. Quite a bit darker now, isn't it? So that's going to be a huge advantage for the Spies for the most part. And then, again, the Mercs can restart the generator, but it takes 30 seconds for them to restart it. So they have to come push the button, and you get at least 30 seconds of darkness to work with. So, pretty good. So that is Slaughterhouse. It's really similar to Skyscraper, but it does play different. Some big differences being there is no back hallway. So like if this was Skyscraper, there would be the door right here that goes to the back hall and sort of like connects it and makes it loop around. There is none of that. There's also no Merc door like in this area, which leads to an elevator. There's no elevator at all on this map. So that is a big change that affects the way it plays. So, as the Mercs, let's just talk a little bit of strategic differences of how the map plays. So, because there is no interconnectivity with that back hallway, with the elevator going up to the machine room, I think it becomes extra important as the Mercs to have a Merc up top, kind of floating between office and then the machine room back there. There's no easy way to get back to the machine room, so you have to just have someone kind of patrolling this and then maybe coming out here to protect with this terminal out here as well. So you kind of have to have one just kind of staying upstairs, for the most part. There's no easy way for the second Merc that's playing downstairs to come up and support. So you really need to be holding down your floor, almost more like Clubhouse in a way. Like you have to be just controlling your floor. And then you'll have your second Merc, most likely just playing downstairs, protecting the red terminal, as well as blue, kind of floating between those, and then the disc. The disc capture can be kind of short. Because let's just look at this run. There's even 2 capture points, but this is the capture point. So if you're running through here, you run through this red terminal room, come through this flap here. That's where the disc spawns. So it's not a long run to that particular capture point. And even if that one is mined up, or they just did a lot of extra defense. You can also still bring it to the other capture point, in the main large processing area as well. So that you have that other capture point. So I think disc is a pretty big objective to play. And then, of course, you also get all the doors unlocked. So pretty short run to that disc, and then you get all the doors unlocked, which gives you a lot more mobility as the spy. And on this map, mobility is more important because you don't have the same access to, like that back hall and things like that. So you have less freedom of movement on this map compared to Skyscraper. So getting those doors unlocked, I think, is a much bigger boost to the spies on this map. So definitely use your co-op if you're on the spy side. You have a couple different ones. You have that co-op into the office to get you quick, easy access to the office, and then there's also that co-op by the disc spawn, which gets you to the machine room. That's a pretty solid way to get to machine room, and machine room is kind of harder to defend on this map because there's only the one entrance for the Mercs to use. So when you're going for the machine room objective, you can really just defend that one door, and that's the only way the Mercs can really get through in that area. So if you hold down that door as a choke point, you can defend it pretty easily, and then just use one of those two other vents to drop down, back down to the first floor. So those are just a couple little tips here. But that is the gist of Skyscraper. If you're liking these map tours, leave a like on the video, leave a comment if you have any questions or extra tips for anybody else, and go to my YouTube channel description to find access to download links for the current version of the game. There have been a lot of developments going on the game, so there's new versions, a lot of new features, built-in networking now, so no excuses. Just gather up some friends and start playing the game. Until next time, I will see you all in the next video.